really nice that you've taken the time to chat with me. And I just wanted to ask you a little bit about what you do.
I'm studying to be a therapist, both holistic and scientific, medical, allopathic.
Oh.
My purpose is really just to help people find their innate wisdom and innate strength and release energy blocks that come from trauma, past and present, and help people to have a clearer, more resilient future, more positive future.
Okay, and so I see you've got some bowls and some gongs, and is this all part of the work that you hope to be doing?
This is just one of the modalities.
Can we hear a couple of them?
You can. The idea is that the frequencies that are made from the waves resonate with the specific parts of and emotions within our body and match and release. It's when you feel it before you actually hear it.
So would you typically, I guess, in a session, you'd have somebody lying down, would they, and be listening to?
So to start with, I do a whole assessment, a real discovery about what's going on in some people's life, where they've come from, what they've experienced, and then I go into a Reiki session, which is hands-on and hands-off, actually feeling and sensing the energy that they're carrying, and where the blockages are, and then I would use the bowls and certain pressure points to release. And then I go into a little bit of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and follow-up conversations and specific yogic postures to alleviate energetic blockages, which have a big, huge impact on how we relate to the world and our experiences.
And your co-students, would you say that they are your age group, younger, older? Who's interested in this now?
Varied. So the coaching and the NLP, I would say, is predominantly my age, give or take 10 years. People who have experienced their own, say, traumas or life changes and have felt held in a place, and actually coaching and neuro-linguistic programming helps to be forward thinking and solution based. So in the yoga therapy, my peers were about 20-30 years younger.
Okay, which is interesting though, isn't it? Because I remember I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and I remember there was an awful lot of interest in these type of healings, and then sort of we got back into the 80s and everything changed because no one was doing this, or it wasn't such a big deal.
It's like
but it seems like it seems like we're coming back to that now, because ancient wisdom, it's still there, and it's there for a reason.
Yeah,
because it does have bearing on what we're doing now and how we're living now, and everyone trying to live better, weller. Would you say is that?
I would say that the world is, we're in such a dark place, and the world is seeking light and energy, and really the only way forward is to go backwards and look at what worked in days gone past, and then move that into our current century. It's historical healing.
And when you talk to people about what you're studying, I mean, there's a whole cohort will say, oh yeah, that's all very woo-woo, wah-wah, whatever. Do you get a lot of that? Or
I do, but then I also study the psychology.
Right.
So I'm blending the historical with the science, and the holistic with the science. I'm blending nature and science together.
And do you think people are a little bit more receptive when they hear that there is, in fact, science-based?
I think people nowadays are searching for any tool that can alleviate pain, because unfortunately we carry so much within us, and it's affecting the way we manage our days. And I don't think necessarily one route fits all. And I think the first port of call, we always go to our doctor when we're feeling unwell, when we are going through an experience, or a psychologist, but that's sometimes not enough, and it's not necessarily holistic. It doesn't take in the whole being.
I know definitions of the doctor experience is usually a very traumatic one anyway, so it might seem like coming to somebody like yourself will be a little bit more, that whole process would be a calmer, more evolved session.
Yeah.
Where people can, I mean, and I'm assuming when you talk about pain, you're not just talking about physical pain.
No. Experiences in life affect our physiology and our psychology. And it's not one size fits all, but if we can find the blends that work for us. Path that brought me to where I am now was very traumatic, and when I went to the doctor, it actually added to my ailments. I needed something more than a plaster, just a tablet. I started looking into other ways of healing and benefited hugely. I actually felt an immediate effect in one of my first experiences. If I could picture it, it would be like I was set on fire and then the smoke was releasing, and as the smoke was releasing, my whole body was loosening up, and I thought this is a path for me.
Like
so,
the phoenix rising out of the ashes of
literally
your previous experience. To the colour of your hair, because that's actually what, essentially why we're here. And you are an unusual grey, in as much as you're not grey. Not by the normal sense of it, because I'm assuming that you had very red hair. Did you not, as a young girl person? How would you describe your transition? As
a redhead, I lived through multiple teasing words and attitudes towards me, fiery and wild and ginger,
and all the usual suspects,
the usual names. My hair started going lighter and lighter and lighter, and looking closely at the roots as a former hairdresser, I realised that I was losing pigment.
Right.
Which is ultimately
the greying
grey
process
hair.
anyway, yes.
So, I mean, up until 10 years ago, I would colour my hair every single colour. Not because I didn't like my colour, I didn't appreciate my colour. And I thought, if someone's going to take the mickey out of my hair, I'm going to do it. They're going to take it out of my hair under my control. So I was pink, and I was blue, and I had dreadlocks, and I had white bleached dreads, and I had all these different, I had black hair.
So did you say your hair was one of your defining features?
My hair completely, as a natural, was one of my defining features, but as a stylist, as a hairstylist, as somebody who always looked after people and made sure that they looked and felt great, it was important for me to look and feel great. And I never really felt so comfortable being this redhead. The school persona sort of stuck with me and gave me a fear. And so I masked. It was about 10 years ago. And I thought, I like this look. It was long and it was curly, and the ends have got a bit bleached up from the sun and old colours. And I thought, oh, this looks quite cool. And I started getting compliments on my own hair. Is this your hair? And then as I've gone grey, I get even more compliments. So. And
how would you describe the colour now?
Oh gosh, I think my hair is gold. I think my hair is.
Yeah, it's gold.
I'd like to say strawberry blonde, but it sounds so twee.
It does.
I think gold is more.
It is. It's like, people say, oh, you fade to grey, which can be a negative connotation. I don't think so. I don't think we're fading in any way. And you have just transitioned to gold, and now you're shining.
I'm shining.
And that's amazing.
And it comes across even when I'm walking into a room. There are very, very few redheads in a fading race. But if we're fading to this, then I'm quite happy to be a fading race.
You're a very good you're a very good example of that.
Yeah.
And it's great to talk to you, and I'm sure you're going to inspire a lot more people.
Thank you.
To fade to gold, or to transition to gold.
Shine to gold.
There you go.
Lose your colour pigment
and shine.
Gain so much more.
Exactly. Great talking to you, Maxine.
Thank you
so much.